Hello and welcome everybody to a very special live stream here. It's the Heroes of Might and Magic 30th Anniversary Cup Grand Finals. And boy, have we got a fun one for you today. My name is Chris Waters. I'll be your host and hype man today. And I am joined by our expert, our H3GG ace in the hole over here, FirstBlood. Happy to see you, my friend. Welcome.
Hello and welcome everybody. This is the grand final. This is 3 months in a 3-hour pill. Just the final of the tournament, the best of the best. And I am really, really hyped to actually go for the final and to see what the players brought to us for this very, very special day. The screen that you see is not the current game yet. The players are just warming up. So while we just can't go to see what the Hota team prepared for us for this special final.
What is known about Vori? Mere snippets of lore surviving through the ages. What fate awaits him who dares set foot there? Will he hear arcane runic chants by a humble hearth, or will his heart shatter into so many pieces? Will a specter of pure frost spell his end, or will it lead him to the island's ancient mysteries? Why is it that an outsider can bring back knowledge from there, but not the memory of his mentors' faces? Only those who can brave a winter night's terror will know this tale, as old as the world's chronicles. Those prepared to cross the line and reveal the secrets lying beneath the eternal ice.
So as we saw, that was the teaser of brand new faction for Horn of the Abyss. It was the teaser of Bulwark's campaign, and let me tell you, it was a really hyped one.
The most exciting thing to me about Horn of the Abyss, to be honest, folks, and I think you maybe know this, especially if you caught the Heroes of Might and Magic 30th anniversary celebration on our channel earlier this week, I am not deeply steeped in Horn of the Abyss or in the H3GG competitive action. I am a big Heroes fan from way back, and I've been learning, I've been boning up on Hoda and on the competitions to prep for today. But new factions added, new stories, new units, and the way that that all plays out also in tournament play here and what we'll see today, it's amazing. I'm so excited to be here.
Oh yeah, that's true. The players are already in the lobby. I really hope that the players actually will deliver for us, because Chris, you are the one to actually have a very beautiful game to watch and to comment. I really hope for that. Players are going for a break, so well, there is another teaser for Day of Reckoning, so we can actually go and watch the other teaser, what the Day of Reckoning
Ooh, I'm
brought to us.
excited. Let's check it out.
All right, so that was the teaser of Palace Town from our friends from Day of Reckoning, and we saw brand new water model made on Basilisk's engine. So I am really hyped for them to actually deliver.
That town screen too, just gorgeous, and of course, like the best, really so evocative of a place of this fantasy and of this this place of power that you put so much energy into, so many resources, and get so much out of. Awesome, super fun way to sort of get warmed up for the match today.
Yeah, I am already warmed up. Players have to go for a coffee or a tea before the game actually. As we see, the players are actually ready, so I reckon that they are waiting either on us or on the Polish commentators. So you can just hop and give them a follow on Twitch if you like. But as the game itself and the tournament itself, you told me before the game that you watched the semifinals. What were your impressions after those ones?
I did. So I watched the semifinals. Pupok's win with the Armageddon spell. It seemed like there were two very different games. One was like this absolute synergy of the right faction, the right items, and then of course executing, near flawlessly to bring that victory home in a pretty short amount of time. Whereas I have to confess to you, as as sort of a newcomer to the tournament scene, Keshu's win. As I was watching towards the end of the broadcast and you were commentating, it was a final fight, but it was between. Please refresh my memory on on his opponent. He was fighting a bunch of Naga
Veronest.
queens and Veronest, and he lost the fight against Naga queens, and that led to him losing the match. Can you just explain to me why that resulted in the conclusion of that match?
Why it was a surrender of that map? Well, the thing is, Verones broke later on his map,
Mm-hmm.
so he was already behind Keshu because Keshu actually played pretty decent his map from his
Mm-hmm.
side. So he decided that he needs to go for a risk, and for high risk, high reward, he was fighting both. He was fighting 36 or 37 Naga queens. I can't recall at the moment, but it was pretty hefty amount. He was fighting those, and as a reward, he would be rewarded with level 20 hero and with pretty good Pandora box reward. So it was all or nothing.
Yeah.
Well, it turned out to be nothing, and then if he lost the whole army, whole main hero, whole army, all of the artifacts, well, it was no point of actually continuing that game. That's why the map was lost.
That makes total sense. Thank you for that. Yeah. And yeah, it's a kind of, because of the way that game played out, a little bit of a slower played match than the other semi, but to see kind of it's always fascinating to see what different win conditions can be in a given competition. And in this case, it was just playing so well that your opponent is kind of forced into making a risky move that cannot pay off. So it just, to me, what those two matches showed was how these matches can end in so many different ways, and that kind of variety, that kind of uncertainty, just makes the competition energy that much more exciting.
Well, it is all about the desert and all about desert content. If it's very good, very nice, then you can actually turn your pretty weak starting biome into something really beautiful. You can blossom pretty nicely. But if you are forced to play risky, you might actually go Veronest's way for the semifinal and then lose the match. This is Gibus after all, and don't get me wrong. If it's best of one map, so only one map decides, sometimes just playing risky does not reward you, but you just have to swallow that pride and then, play the map. This is all about Gibus and all about bringing the best out of the players. So we are about to see two of the best Gibus players that they are in the world right now. Players are from Poland and Russia, Pupok and Keshu. So I really hope that the players will play on 100% of their abilities, if not more.
Mm-hmm.
And
And as we're getting set here, and as the sort of our competitors are getting settled in, I just want to say hi to the chat at twitch.tv/Ubisoft. We're excited to have you all here. Now, this is FirstBlood has volunteered to be holding it down on the English language channel with me here so we can have this broadcast for you. Of course, there is a Polish language broadcast happening on twitch.tv/H3GG. We'll ask you to keep the chat in English on the Ubisoft channel just so I can understand you and our moderators so we can chat. I'm stoked to have you here. I'm stoked to see what your predictions are, what your reactions are, who you're cheering for. We've already got some definitely Keshu fans representing as well. But some people are also putting their money on Pupok. So we're super excited to have you in chat. Hang out, keep it respectful, keep it in English, please. And also, like, enlighten me a little bit. You can't be letting FirstBlood share all the knowledge here. You got to feed me that intel, chat. I'm counting on you.
I see very beautiful names on the Twitch chat. I see Tevye from Hota Crew. Hello and welcome. Thank you for delivering to us with you and with your team a beautiful expansion to Heroes 3. I am really pleased that we have a fantastic game to play. And also I see a man from Heroes Orchestra. This is a conductor himself. This is Mateusz Alberski. So hello and welcome. Thank you for the beautiful music that you brought upon us with your orchestra. And I really hope that I will watch you play live one day. I never did. I never actually heard you live. I am really keen to actually correct my wrongdoings and then watch you live.
That would be so cool. Mateusz and Tevye, hi. I feel like I know you because you're part of the celebration showcase yesterday that we worked to put together. Thank you so much for lending your talents and your voices and your faces to that celebration, folks. If you want to catch up on all the announcements and all the featured sort of heroes, creators and community and performers and projects from all around the Heroes world, I'm putting the link into chat right now. We've got a recap link on the Ubisoft website. If you're not in the chat right now, news.ubisoft.com is a place you can find all the news, more about Heroes Orchestra, more about Hoda, and of course, the news that Heroes of Might and Magic Olden Era demo is available now on Steam. Well, it was a fun day.
Well, I actually played yesterday the Olden Era demo. I am pretty happy with what Unfrozen Studio, with partnership with you, actually delivered for the demo.
This is a pretty beefy demo, and there's no time limit too, so you can just kind of really get in there.
Yeah, you can just hop on and play in your own tempo. There is a lot shown in the demo. Obviously, they didn't show everything because, well, you have to have some surprise.
For sure.
But overall, the demo itself looked pretty neat, pretty smooth. I am actually quite hyped for that. Well, we just cannot let heroes die, can we?
Absolutely not. We're keeping it alive for sure. And speaking of heroes, let's get into this match a little bit. Let's set the stage here because it looks like our players are getting ready. Koikula in chat is asking if this is best of one. Can you kind of just like tell folks what's the format we're looking at today and determining our champion?
Okay, so whole tournament was set on template Gibus Cross. So our like the in-game generator generates for the players map based on the template Gibus Cross, and all of the matches were played in the system best of one. So it means only one map decides who's up and who's down, who actually lose their only one life in the tournament, because it was single elimination as well. So one wrong step and you're down the hill. So those two players actually never set their foot wrong. And as in the whole tournament, the final cannot be any different. And this match will be decisive for the person who will be crowned as the Heroes of Might and Magic 30th Anniversary Cup winner. So this is the very last match of the tournament.
Very last single match of the tournament. And right now we're seeing in that little chat window the coin flip, which determines FirstBlood, the two factions that will be played.
Okay,
Is that
so
correct?
yes, coin flip was decided for this person that will keep the pair of towns or not. Reroll costs 500 gold from your starting 10,000, but the players decided to keep that map, so we are gonna see some barbarians against elementals. This is a stronghold against conflux matchup, so either you're going for Gretchen or Tyraxor in case of playing stronghold, or Luna, Monir, or Cult on behalf of conflux. So Pupok sold the rights to play conflux to Keshu for 3,300 gold from his starting 10k.
So Pupok is pretty happy with the strongholds.
Well, the stronghold is pretty decent at the moment because the role of goblins were increased. So obviously, you're gonna have more goblins at the start, and you're gonna have more army at the start with Gretchen as a very good hero.
Mm-hmm.
Pupok bought his color for 3,200, which means the difference is only 100 gold. So it is pretty even. Pupok is gonna play better color because this is a turn-based game after all.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, who's going first, then this person has an advantage. But Keshu is playing a definitely better faction because Conflux can go for high value.
Okay, so here we see Keshu coming out of the conflux spot, making these inching movements down the road. And this is, as I understand it, this is primarily sort of scouting the terrain. What do I find along, in my immediate area? What are some of the things that the like high value things he's looking for right now?
Well, at the moment, Keshu is scouting the map. He has to clear the blocks on the roads, so he has to see what the map offers him. Obviously, he's playing for Conflux, so he's poaching for either Dragonfly Hives or Griffin Conservatory or Wolf Rider Pickets. Those objects are gonna bring you a lot of army, respectively Wyverns, Angels, and Cyclopses. And you have to boost your army to actually go for the break. The break itself is one of the hardest fights you're gonna do on this map because this is a certain range of some kind of let me phrase it, mobs on the map that blocks you from your starting zone, from the central zone that lays that of which actually has a lot of army, a lot of relic artifacts, a lot of gold, a lot of proper stuff that you want to see.
Mm-hmm. Now, one of the things, folks, as you know, I'm coming at this from sort of a newcomer to competitive heroes, especially high-level competitive heroes. So I'm seeing them cruise past all of these, resources on the map as they are, making their way on these scouting, or as Keshu's making his way on these scouting runs. But I think what that tells me here is that one of the resources that is so crucial to them in these first turns is movement points.
Well, in my opinion, movement points and timer are sometimes even more valuable than gold and whatever resources you have, because you have to finish your turn in a certain amount of time. We have a chess timer in the game, starting with 12 minutes on the first turn, additive 6 minutes per every single turn, and then 2 minutes per each fight, non-additive. So the timer itself is pretty crucial. Players have to actually go pretty strong for the fights, and they have to make all of their movements within the reach. And obviously movement is important as well, because movement limits your ability to move freely on the map. And actually we see Keshu made a small mistake because, he went out from the main town without buying a book for Monir, which is supposed to be his priority hero to level up. This map is pretty decent, I would have said. There are 2 dragonfly hives. Obviously, it's not enough. Like, you need to have a lot more.
Now,
I
you're
would
making.
say that he's
Go
gonna
ahead.
probably restart that map because, well, Pupok already kept his map, so probably it's good on his side. I reckon for Cashew, actually, I'm quite surprised. He plus this map only off of those 2 hives and some amount of experience box. I really hope that, well, this decision is gonna pay off for him.
So the decision moment we've just passed is both players have a chance to say, I don't want to play on this map, let's re-roll it.
Yes.
But they have both said, nope, I'm good with this map, let's go.
Yes, players have 2 restart points during the game. They can restart the map either on the first turn using 1 restart point, and then obviously you can use both of your restart points to restart the map on your second day. Both players decided to keep that map. There is already a 3rd Dragonfly Hive on the Cashew's perspective, so there's gonna be some amount of Wyverns. Well, let's hope that he's gonna find some Griffin Conservatory or 2 and then bring some Angels to his side and then go for a break. Let's maybe switch to Pupok to see what that player has. Because the Pupok decided to keep that map. Okay, we see that this is also a first day for him. Well, there is some small inconvenience. I hope that the player decided not to put some kind of delay, and I really hope that is not the case. We see a Behemoth Slayer, so big shout out to our Polish friends on Behemoth Slayer. This duel actually brings you 1 Behemoth after you fight 3 inside, and actually keeps boosting your Behemoth's growth in town. So this is pretty good if you actually are able to capture that duel. As you see, Pupok is actually going for the first one. I reckon.
Okay, so we've got our first combat against a high-level creature here. You're looking at Pupok's lineup, and these are all like there's a main damage stack, right, of 109 hobgoblins.
Hobgoblins. Yes,
Nailed
that's
it.
true. Yeah, nail it. That's good. That's very nice. Yeah, obviously you're going for main stack that actually will deal the damage, and some token stacks or 1 stacks that will take the counter off of that unit.
Mm-hmm.
And our main stack can attack without retaliation. This is super important. So our goblins can actually do the damage before they die because they are pretty squishy.
They are pretty squishy. FirstBlood, I gotta interrupt you here for a moment to say we've got a raid coming in from Lexiav. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing your name right, my friend.
Yes, you are pronouncing it very right. This is our friend from Lithuania that also plays Heroes. So thank you very much, Lexiav, for the raid.
Thank you, Lexiav, because also a lot of my knowledge of the Jeebus Cross map is because of your YouTube explainer. So thank you from me. Super excited to have you all in here. Welcome to the English language stream of the grand final for the 30th Anniversary Cup. I'm Chris Waters. You, of course, know FirstBlood. We are just here on day 2. As this match gets underway between Keshu and Pupok. What we do ask on this channel is that you keep the chat in English if you can, because I can't read it otherwise, and I want to hear what you're saying. I want to chat with y'all. And of course, H3GG also has the Polish language chat if you prefer over there. But welcome. Super excited for this day, for this match, and to have you all along with us.
Yeah, so please keep the chat in English because, well, I can read Russian, but Chris cannot. So obviously, we both would like to share. The chat experience with you guys. So please keep it in English. As we see, there is a very good hero on Pupok's side. This is a crack hack specialist with offense, so he deals more damage as he levels up. And there is a second. Behemoth Slayer. So obviously his Behemoth stack is going to be super strong and and it's gonna deal a lot of damage, a lot of really good damage, or a lot of damage we need. Obviously the Behemoth itself reduces the defense of unit that it attacks, the brown one, the base one, reduces by 40%, if I am not mistaken, and the upgraded one reduces about 80%, if I am not mistaken. So, yeah, obviously you want to reduce the defense of your opponent as much as you can.
Absolutely. Any edge you can get, and those behemoths are going to prove to be sort of the main focus damage stack here. Fun fact about Crag Hack, I don't know how well known this is, but like Crag Hack obviously has been a name in the Heroes of Might and Magic franchise since the very beginning. The reason is because it was the name of the creator, John Van Cannigam's D&D character. He would play as Crag Hack the Barbarian when playing tabletop and when playing Dungeons and Dragons with his friends, and fellow developers of Might and Magic and King's Bounty, which then led to Heroes of Might and Magic.
Oh yeah, like Crag Hack is so iconic to Might and Magic franchise. In every
For sure.
single game, you can find Crag Hack or some kind of resemblance of Crag Hacks. You can find him in Heroes 1, 2, 3, 4. In 5, he's also in one of the alter egos. 6, 7 as well. In Heroes Chronicles, there is also even if the focus is on Tarnum, there are some rumors about Crag Hack. So obviously he's everywhere. And good to know that Crag Hack is from John Van Cannigam's person in Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, a little fun Easter egg there. Also, to our production staff, it looks like the colors have maybe gotten mixed up. Some people in chat are noticing. We see Keshu as red and Pupok as blue, but I feel like it began the other way. So maybe we can switch that around.
Pupok is playing red color, so if you can switch the trait and the captions of players, it's perfect. And cameras as well, because Keshu is the one that sips energy drinks right now. The break itself is pretty good for Pupok. It's Corpicors. Obviously, those are fast creatures from dungeon. Those units have 11 speed. They can paralyze you. They have 20% chance of doing that. But usually they are pretty squishy. They have only 80 hit points, so it's not that bad for him. He can actually go and withstand the fight against them if he needs to.
Okay. Yeah, how is this map seems to be shaking out pretty decently with the multiple behemoth layers. What's another point of interest here that you think that Pupok is going to try to get into?
There is a Pandora's box on Royal Griffins. This can give you probably 10,000 experience points if the scroll is not good enough. If the scroll is good, then, well, probably the box itself is not so good, because, well, this has to go within a certain range of AA value points. On the Gibus Cross, maximum you can get is 22,000, so I reckon it's gonna be one of these situations where the box is good and the scroll itself is not so good. There is also Dragon Utopia, where you fight dragons for gold and some for relics. Pupok decided to go for the map because of those 3 dragon behemoths duels. But Keshu decided not to play, and he lost both of his restart points. So obviously, looked like my first call of the map was
correct, right? You were thinking
correct.
you were thinking this was not a good look. So Keshu, so we have re-rolled the entire map for both, or is it possible to re-roll just part of the map?
It's not possible to re-roll the one part of the map. You have the generator has to generate brand new map for both of the players. So Pupok is forced to abandon that map and go for a brand new one. And this brand new one is actually not so bad at all. There are 2 Griffin conservatories. There is one Wolf Rider picket, and the break itself is also good enough for Pupok, because those are champions. So it's a melee unit. obviously there is a charge, and it's a lot of hit points you have to deal against. But still, overall, it's pretty good size. There is a Griffin Conservatory size 2, so 2 angels can be obtained really fast. It's probably a fight for third turn, maybe fourth if needed. There is
You're
also,
predicting that that's when the two players will clash, is on the third or fourth turn at this point.
no. It's about the
Oh, they'll break then.
it's about the concept. The break on this map, if Pupok will play it correctly, should occur on 5th or 6th turn. I reckon it's gonna be this time. So
You mentioned the angels, and we talked about the behemoths earlier. These are sort of the tier 7, the highest level creatures that these players will be kind of anchoring their army with, as I understand it. But one thing I'm also noticing, especially in these early fights, is they also make a lot of stacks of single fast creatures, like very low level. Here we see pixies or fairies or sprites. My magical terminology.
those are pixies.
Okay.
Yeah, but the point is that in Heroes 3, movement is pretty important, as we talked earlier, and then movement on the map is strictly bonded with the speed of the unit that you carry on your hero. And obviously, you want your hero to be as fast as possible. So usually that's why you give as fast unit as you can, usually low level. In this moment, it's Pixie. So
you pick them because you want to go first, and then it also seems like there's some kiting going on in terms of manipulating where the enemies are going.
Yes, so you want to go first and fight and kite the units properly on the battlefield, and also you want to have your heroes fast. So if this is a flying unit, it's even better, because as we can see, there is a big gap on the battlefield. So that Pixie could take the counter from that dwarf, and then Goblin can actually go and kill that dwarf.
Yeah, that's another crucial use that we see of those single stack low level creatures, is taking a counter attack so that your main stack can just do damage and stay healthy.
Yeah. Well, as I said before, goblins are pretty squishy, so you have to be very careful to actually not lose them, because if you lose them, then you have to build behemoths and rocks and try to play off of that. But your goblins at the moment are pretty. Ooh, that's an unlucky morale, because those nomads killed like 4 or 5 of them. So let's say it wasn't the most pleasant stuff, but it's still doable. That fight, and that Consa size 2 is also pretty doable at the moment. This is the block that you have to kill to access the side town. I reckon that this map will be kept by Pupok, because the map is good enough. The conservatory size 2 is okay. You can do it pretty fast. Obviously, you don't have that 3 beautiful Behemoth Slayer dwells.
True.
So you cannot rely on them, but Pupok decided not to keep that, because he's looking for better high roll. This is the
All right.
thing
so
for him.
This time it was Pupok vetoing that map. Will this be the final map reroll, or did the players have another option?
At the moment, Pupok has his last reroll, his last ban of the map. Like, I don't want to play it. If Pupok decides to plus this map, then players have to play whatever generator generated for them and whatever they find on the map. There is a prison on the road blocking the passage downwards. That's an extra hero. You can do it with Solmer, with Chain Lightning. So obviously orcs are ranged units, and you don't want your goblins to die that fast.
No, you don't want to just be standing there taking axes in the face from a bunch of enemies,
from a bunch of orcs.
Chain
but
lightning still got the juice, huh? Like that was my favorite spell back in the day. I was always enamored by chain lightning. I love the way it just cascaded down. But I haven't seen it. I didn't see it much in the other two matches, so I was wondering if it was sort of a viable or useful spell on the competitive scene.
it is still valid. It is usable because it deals a lot of damage, and it deals a lot of damage to multiple units on the battlefield. So it is pretty important to actually have that chain lightning to go and kill your opponent if you have the possibility to do it. So I would reckon that, well, Solmer obviously is gonna be bought, and if it's gonna be possible, it's gonna be transferred to main hero. I reckon is Gretchen at the moment, but I don't think this map will be kept. There is only one Dragonfly Hive and one Wolf Rider Picket, so it's not good enough. The Gretchen with Earth Magic as the most important skill in the game because it allows you to mass slow your enemies. It allows you to mass shield your stacks, mass stone skin your stacks. It allows you to resurrect your units as well. So
Oof.
it is pretty important. This is
Yeah,
pretty
those are
important.
pretty shift the balance type spells if you can use them with that efficacy. Heroes Orchestra in chat saying, haha, my sister was also only using chain lightning. Yeah, she's great taste. Love it. Yeah, so chat is asking, is there any more resets? And you were saying just Pupok has the chance to choose to reset or not. So we'll wait and see. How long into the day, into the scouting, do you expect that decision from Pupok to come down?
I reckon the decision will come pretty fast. The roads are not good at the moment because, well, they are going up and down, and then towards the break on the right side. So it's gonna be pretty far away, like let's say 1.5 2 turns to go there and then to the central zone. I reckon that this could be restarted just for the roads. Obviously, Solmer went into water magic, which was very unlikely for him because wizard as the class should go into air magic.
Mm-hmm.
So I reckon this map will not be kept, and we're gonna see, as we say in Heroes community, the best map, no restarts map, because, well,
Mm-hmm.
obviously you're just forced to play it, so it has
Yep.
to be the best one.
Zjarkul in chat saying the decision was probably made already. He's just looking for something to not restart it. Like, is there anything that's going to save this map for me? But if I don't find any of that, then
I reckon
re-roll it
not
once
so
more.
much. I reckon not so much. Like, there is a Wolf Rider Picket on Water Elementals. Okay, this is a pretty niche object and a very good one to start. But what next? What's next? And we won't see what's next because there will be only one map after restart,
Mm-hmm.
the final one, the decisive one, and let's hype it up because this is gonna be the tournament final map of
All
the
right.
Gibbous of the Gibbous Cross
Heck yeah.
template, and this is the final map of 30th anniversary Cup of Heroes of Might and Magic. So I don't know how about you, but I am very hyped to see that map, see the final one, and I cannot wait for both of the players to discover some turbo, because we are looking for the turbo map, turbo high rolls. This is what the Gibbous is about. Just high roll, high roll, high roll.
Give us the good stuff. Now, when you're saying a high roll map, yeah, turn the music louder, says Heroes Orchestra. I like it. Let's get pumped up here, folks, because this is the one we're going to see this all play out on. As FirstBlood was saying, this is the map where it will be decided. So we're getting the scouting out really early here. FirstBlood, tell us what you're seeing.
At this moment, well, we see some ruins from Hota expansion, where you fight some undead units. This is a pretty good object to actually go for the first day. There was an experimental workshop that is needed to boost your giant stack. This is also a Hota object, where you fight steel golems for.
Well, I think we might be.
Giants.
Are you
At
dodging
this
in and out,
moment,
or do you sound okay to other people? I missed the steel golem thing. Chat, how is he looking? Is it just an issue on my side? Well, I think we may have lost First Blood momentarily here, but while we wait to
Water
get...
elementals.
Oh, no, he's here. Just a little...
sorry, just some minor inconvenience. I'm terribly sorry for that.
That's okay. Hey, these things happen. We're on the internet. We're live. No worries.
Oh yeah. As I said before, well, he sees one experimental workshop, and that's about. There is a dragonfly hype, so some kind of melee army, tier 6, tier 7. Not so much extra. As we saw, he did ruins to have some extra visibility.
Now,
well, I wouldn't say it's a perfect
please,
map.
yeah.
It's a good one, but it's not a perfect one.
Okay. The dragonfly hives. Can we talk about those for a little bit? Those seem to be an object of big interest, and is that because they're a source of those inexpensive, high initiative, high mobility dragonflies?
Well, you get wyverns as a reward, but
yes, the wyverns.
But you have to defeat that dragonflies. Those are high initiative units. At least, well, they are fast, but it's all positive you can say about them. Well, they cast weakness on you, but it's not super important as long as you have enough hit points to withstand their attacks and deal enough damage for you. You can actually go for the pretty stack of wyverns. This is the vanilla object from original game, and this is one of the most important objects in the game itself, because this army is durable, this army is strong enough to play the map. I reckon, well, if he finds extra 2 or 3 dragonfly hives, he's gonna be super happy because he has the start. And then he's just looking for continuation on the map. He ran out of gold, so only Monir can move freely, so only 6 heroes start. Maybe 7 if he does the ruins.
Because ideally, they are stacking it with like closer to 9 heroes on the first turn. Is that right?
Yes. The dragonflies will go directly over, and then you just kill them. It should be fine. Well, he's just doing the ruins at the moment to have extra visibility, to scout some good stuff.
Knowledge is power, and not just literal knowledge, the skill in the game. Folks,
yeah.
Thanks for hopping into chat here. Godot, this is a great comment. Now this is epic. No more resets. It's truly a fight to the death. Thanks for streaming. You guys are slaying it. Appreciate you, Godot. Thanks for bringing that positive energy in here. We also have Sierra J in the chat saying, remember playing it back in the good old days as a kid. Would always have a main OP hero with a ton of artifacts and troops and using hired heroes as a supply chain. And then they go on about their strategy, which in retrospect they say wasn't the best, but I would burn hours doing so and really love this game. I think we all have stories like that, which is really fun. So thank you for sharing that, Sierra, in the chat. Appreciate you.
Well, we all started as single player heroes, and we all started as players who just pump the one hero up to have beautiful adventures on the map. And this is what Heroes is about, just to have a beautiful adventures. And I really hope that if you are single player, multiplayer, or just casually playing campaign from here and there, from time to time, we just hope that this game brings you as much joy as it brings to us. And I really hope that it's gonna be all for the best for you guys to watch this final. The break itself for Cashew is not perfect. Those are Ifritis, so strong units from Inferno, very fast. 9 speed bases, 13 speed upstack if generated. 90 hit points each. Pretty good damage. Well, you cannot magic arrow them, so you just need a good amount of magic or a good amount of wyverns to do the break. It's, well, not the worst break you could have. You could certainly hope for the better one.
And so he's working towards that break. Folks, if you're a newcomer to this, the break is when they punch through that powerful, mob, that powerful enemy stack to get to the central desert area, which kind of announces another phase of the battle. It really brings it close to the climactic phase of the battle. So a lot of what's happening now, they're exploring and exploiting this area, trying to, hit those high value locations. Are they also, we haven't talked about artifacts very much. We see a bunch of them tucked in here and there around the map, but what are the players, are you seeing anything that the players will want to target artifact wise, or what sort of what
Yeah,
power does an artifact have in this competitive setting?
well, obviously you have to have as much good artifacts as you can. So obviously we saw the chest piece for extra spell power. That would be handy for the player that occurred, for the hero that went as a last hero on the Cassius heroes for Luna, because it gives you spell power that boosts your magic. So obviously all of the primary statistics are good. The artifacts that boost your movement, that boosts your morale, that negates opponent's morale. Those are artifacts that you need. Some scroll for magic. Yeah, it's gonna be good. So we can keep Cashew for himself for his second turn. Let's switch to Pupok. Let's see whatever he has on his map. He has the Griffin Conservatory straight off, and as you saw, he picked up the Black Shard of the Dread Knight, so this sword will give him +3 attack points. It's gonna be super handy while fighting for those Griffin Conservatory on top on Orc Chieftains, or maybe starting off of that Wolf Rider Picket for Cyclops. Also, as you spoke about the artifacts before, there was a pretty good Cape of Velocity that gives your units +2 speed. This is pretty important artifact for that slot, because imagine your Hobgoblin has 7 speed. On the hero that specializes on Hobgoblins, they have 8 speed. On the native terrain, they have 9 speed. So those are pretty fast. But
Yeah, that can really add up and give you that. Does that then give you that initiative to sort of make the first moves in battle as well?
Yeah, then with that cape, it becomes 11 speed of Gretchen on native terrain, and the initiative is super important because whoever goes first has the advantage, as in all wars and all battles. Like, who's going first?
Absolutely.
Who's going first? Who has the advantage of going first, being first? Well, this advantage has to be played on. So just to confirm, yes, for the blue player, if it is on the break, just switch discovery, and then you can switch into Ifritis. So it should be good for you. As we see, Pupok is fighting Rights, so those are Necropolis tier 3 units. They have only 18 hit points each, so it's not super. Strong. As we see, Ballista kills half of those. The Goblin kills the other half. So it's gonna be fine. With
Nice to see the
Prison
Ballista
Hero.
getting a little action out here. It just feels like, hey, you're participating. Thanks for coming,
Yeah,
Ballista.
actually, the Ballista itself got boosted in Horn of the Abyss. Actually, deals a lot of damage.
Oh, nice.
So it's gonna be. So Ballista is actually pretty important in the game, because you can kite on that Ballista. You can actually deal some good damage off of that War Machine.
I did see a battle recently where they ended up kiting, and some of the enemies stayed attacking the Ballista a little bit, which gave the creatures a little bit more, saved them from losing as many creatures as they otherwise would have.
Yeah, obviously, if you can kite on Ballista, it's good for you because you can save on your main stacks. This is a pretty good hero from the prison. This is a level 10 Astral, the wizard. He got the air magic, he got pathfinding, so he can actually grab some extra units that are non-native to rough terrain that Stronghold lays on. This is pretty important because while you're losing, while you're walking on that rough terrain, you're losing 20% extra movement. On desert, it's 50%. So this is
Oof.
pretty important to have that pathfinding skill on the hero. Gretchen, the hero that Pupok has chosen, also has that pathfinding skill. But our director switched to blue perspective because Keshu is going. Keshu is going for the first army object. It's a dragonfly hive.
Mhm.
I didn't saw the size.
When you
I
see the size,
reckon.
is it you're able to mouse over to see the size? How do you get that information?
Well, if you can spacebar on that, then you're gonna see the size. But
Okay.
I reckon it's a big one because he's not going directly. So probably he's just gonna go with the hero that he doesn't need.
Mhm.
Probably he's gonna do it on the next turn because well, the hero that is next to that hive is out of movement. So probably it was a big one. So
Yeah.
obviously you just don't want to die. Well, it's gonna be a shame if you would die in third turn
Oh, yeah.
on the
Oh, we
final.
don't wanna see that in the finals here.
Oh yeah, that's
Uh,
true.
we have the chat noting that hero that, Pupok
Is-
rescued from the prison, Astral, looks like has some good potential. And a reminder to folks who are chatting on the Ubisoft channel here, to please keep chatting English if you can, just so I can understand you, so our moderator can understand you, so that we can be part of the discussion together. Of course, there is a Polish live stream as well on the H3GG channel if you prefer. But regardless, we're excited to have y'all watching, following along here, and sharing your thoughts on how this match is playing out, chat. How are you feeling right now? Keshu's position versus Pupok's position. Let us know who you're kind of like leaning towards. Who do you think has got the
well,
edge?
at the moment it's pretty hard to say because the maps are not scouted yet. I reckon if Keshu is able to do that, Dragonfly Hive, he's gonna be on the slight edge. On the other hand, Pupok has good artifacts because he already has 10 attack points. So it's gonna be pretty important for him to actually have as much attack points as needed to go for the break and go for the army. We're gonna stay in the Pupox for a second because he's gonna scout the break. Those are power lichers, so tier 5 necropolis ranged units. With that astral with mass haste, you can actually just go and kill those undead shooters. I
You can
reckon
close
that
the distance really fast.
yeah, you can close the distance pretty fast. So
Nice.
it's not gonna be super hard for Pupok while he has enough army to actually go and kill them. We got switched back to Keshu's perspective. Dragonfly Hive was uh, the Dragonfly Hive was size 60. So we're gonna fight 60 dragonflies for 8 wyverns. This is pretty important because that's gonna be a map opener for him.
That's on the bigger side of the potential Dragonfly Hive haul.
Yeah, this is a size almost maximal because you have size
Nice.
30, 45, 60, and 90, and then he rolled over into size 60. This is the perfect size for him because he has army good enough to actually kill those, not to lose as much army as he has, and then steamroll over another dragonfly hives because he has 2 extra, one on automatons and one on cyclops kings with extra shield. So it's gonna be super nice for him if he plays this map correctly. But logistically, this map is not so good because the distances you have to cover are big. So I reckon that he's pretty happy with this map.
Okay.
Not super happy, but I reckon that he's looking for the desert to go for the desert on day 5 or day 6 on full movement at maximum.
All right, we switch over here to see Pupok battling against
Gold golems, and this is the guard for Wolf Rider Picket. So the same the same difficulty of the object, maybe a little bit easier for Pupok than for Cashew, that Dragonfly Hive. Well, that's a trunk, so this is a size 3 or size 4, and we got switched back to Cashew's perspective because Cashew went to his
Go for the
Dragonfly
hive.
He went
Okay,
for
let's see
he
how it
went for
goes.
that gold. The quick combat made that fight, so I really think that Cashew can do it better. Obviously, he don't want to lose as much air elementals as quick combat did. Meanwhile, Pupok is thinking about going for Picket. So this fight was done, and this is the fight that actually can kill. That actually, if the fight could go wrong, it could kill Pupok, and actually it kills Pupok because that was a
No.
maxi picket,
Really?
maximal size Wolf Raider picket. So for 12 Cyclopses, he had to fight 150 Wolf Riders, and looks like he's not going to do that at the moment, but he can just
He can flee. Okay, so he hasn't.
yeah, he fled. Yeah, he
Oof.
fled from that battle, but
Oh, boy.
obviously he's just gonna build some rocks and maybe behemoth if needed, and then go for that fight and make 12. Then get that 12 Cyclopses joining his army. Well, those goblins were just a tool anyway.
Oof. Okay, so what's the impact now of him like having to flee that battle with just but by the skin of his teeth?
Well, the impact is that you lost big amount of tool that was needed to open that map properly, because you lost about 120 goblins that could be used in that Griffin Conservatory or the Dragonfly Hive or experimental workshop, and those army could be used also as one stack and
Oof.
as a damage. But I reckon that if he didn't kill the 15 Wolf Raiders now, he will do it in the next turn anyway, because well, these units just have 150 HP in total, 10
Sure.
per 10
A
per
small number of them,
dog.
not too tough to mop up.
Not too much to kill. So it's gonna be all right for Pupok if he didn't do that this turn. Then he's gonna do it in the next turn. But obviously, even if losing that goblins, this can go directly negative onto his morale.
A setback for the goblin, for the loss of the units, for as Chad is pointing out, for the loss of experience. Kokula and Zyarkul mentioning like the experience that hero would have gotten from that victory, a valuable asset in and of itself. But here Quietcom has an interesting question. Was it worth it, taking into account that Cyclopses are very weak against power liches? So they're considering sort of the value of that unit against the value of the break monster.
I would still take Cyclopses for a break if they are not diminishing our morale, because they are still a ranged unit. They can deal a lot of damage with expert air magic on Astral or tactics on Gretchen if rolled. They can still deal a lot of damage. I reckon if you have to take them, then you have to take them.
Sure. I mean, if that's your best bet, if that's one of the strongest things available to you, then even if it's not the optimal choice, still got to go for it.
Yeah, you still have to go for it. Like, what else do you have? You have that Dragonfly Hive on Minotaur Kings. You have that +2 speed, cape of velocity on Manticores. You have 2 Griffin Conservatories that you can kill with those 12 Cyclopses and some extra army. So yeah, even if he lost that stack of goblins, this map is still good enough to be played. Fleeing from that battle without a reward of Cyclopses and experience for Gretchen is not the end of the world. And we see he already did that, because I saw it in the corner of my eye that Cyclops' miniature was there. So he did that. Very nice, very good for him. That's
I just want to shout out at this point, First Blood, the visual, like the rapidity, the speed and accuracy with which you are spotting individual pieces of this map, and then able to extrapolate what the ramifications of that are for the match is very impressive, by the way. And as someone who's watching, this is not my first game I've watched, it's my third. It's like very helpful to just like the vision that you give of the broader competitive landscape of the map. That knowledge is really excellent. So chat, let's give a shout out to FirstBlood out there, because this man is doing the most in the best way here. I'm super stoked to be on board here as we are well into, day 4 of the 30th Anniversary Cup finals between Pupok and Keshu. Now we're seeing the town screen here, and I have a question for you, because in competitive heroes, the calculations about which buildings you're going to build, what resources you're going to put into developing an individual town are very different than in other ways to play heroes. So what are these competitors prioritizing when it comes to building up the structures in the town?
Well, at this moment, you are not focusing on building economy, because gold and resources you can find on map, but you are more likely to build some army to get you going. So obviously, as we saw on Pupok's town view, he built some upgrade to goblins. He has started with extra wolves, and then he built some rocks to go for like cliffness, to go for rocks. If needed, probably he's just gonna build some orcs or behemoths to go for some kind of 1 stacks if needed. But I reckon it's not like we might see builded orcs for 1 stacks, because he ran out of his goblins. So obviously you have to have some tokens. Like Mage Guild was already pre-builded for Gretchen to have some magic book and some spell casting, like minor ones with haste, slow, shield, magic arrow, and so on and so on. But yeah, maybe some marketplace to trade some resources for gold, because on Gibus you just trade for gold. The gold is
gold is
everything.
Primary. Yep.
Gold primary. And then probably not so much extra. Maybe you can build some Hall of Valhalla for extra +1 attack. And that's it. In Conflux, you're just building into some elementals. Obviously, your map elementals enabler is Mage Guild. So you have to build Mage Guild day 1 to go for extra elementals. Probably market. That's it. You probably won't build Magic University to buy preferred magic for your heroes. There is no time for that. This is Gibus after all. So the time is short. We also implemented King of the Hill rules, so no action after turn 1 to 6. So it's only 13 turns. No more after that.
Okay. There's a hard cap to how many turns we're even gonna allow in this match.
Yes, there is a hard cap of amount of game of those players. So
okay, now FirstBlood, you were talking earlier about these hives, these importance of getting wyverns. We're seeing now wyverns being used to take on another hive here. How do you think this is looking for Keshu?
This is looking good. Like, he's gonna lose almost all elementals. If he's going out with some waters, is good. No pun intended, sorry. And then if he's going out with water elementals, it's good, because those water elementals will help him out later in those fights. So it's good for him that he saved those. Obviously, he has some pixies as well to help him out further in the map. He's about to take third Dragonfly Hive. then starts with those 2 experimental workshops, and then go for a break.
What do they get from the, remind me, experimental workshops?
You get giants for fighting steel golems, so this is a pretty important unit as well. You have no angels on this map. You have no angels, so you have to rely on other tier 7 units. And well, it just happens to be giants. Well,
Giants it will be.
obviously, giants are not as good as angels because they have less hit points. They are like normal units, not flying ones. But still, those are good, and those will deal a lot of damage to Ifriti on break. Keshu see Pupok's stats on a side hero. He see 6 attack and 7 defense on a Beastmaster. So obviously, he knows that Pupok has some good artifacts, but he doesn't see his army. He doesn't see the difference in gold resources and, most importantly, kingdom army strength by AI value provided.
And now he's moved into a second town. Expanding here. There's a, as I understand it, Jeebus Cross offers just 2 towns in the starting area. Is that correct?
The Jeebus Cross offers you your starting town and 2 side towns.
Oh, two extra towns. Okay.
Yeah, 2 extra towns that could help you with army and with scouting and with extra mana replenishment. Keshu is unhappy because Cyclops Kings decided to go not for the meat he provided for this fight. He provided a lot of them because he provided archers, pixies, water elementals, even the pikemen. But Cyclops Kings decide to we're just gonna shoot at wyverns. Also, he has -1 morale on this fight.
So he was hoping to take, like, for his other units to take damage, but the Cyclops Kings have targeted the wyverns, which is like absolutely not what he is hoping for.
Yeah, this is the worst that he could get because he just lost 4 of them, and probably he's just gonna lose 1 or 2 extra. Like Quick Combat lost 7 of them. Keshu is gonna lose 4, maybe 1 extra, depending on minus morale, if he would be moraled on or not. He was not, but still -4 is a lot.
Oof.
But to compensate that, there is another big dragonfly hive, and now you have to take your 1 stacks in because you have no extra ones. So you have to go for it. This is a 3rd dragonfly hive sized 8. So 20 wyverns in total.
Chat was saying he was having some great luck, some great RNG, as it were, with the sizes of the dragonfly hives, but that seems to have been maybe a little blunted by how many wyverns he just lost against the Cyclops Kings.
Obviously he wanted to lose nothing. It wasn't possible. It wasn't possible. So I guess it was pretty unlucky for him to lose 4. I hope that whilst watching this fight, he would lose 2. If unlucky, maybe 3. But to lose 4 is a lot. Mm-hmm. But still, those 20 wyverns, I reckon it's enough to go for the experimental shops and then to get some army for the break. Obviously, the first one you have to do with your main hero because, on the warrior, wyverns have more damage. So you have to do it with Monir, then the second one with the scout. After that, you have to so-called poor man the main hero. To poor man is just to deliberately go into the fight with some of the units, and then actually flee from that, be bot in main town, replenish mana, go for a break, or go whatever you need. This is a size 3 experimental shop. So
and
this is a good
steel
size.
Golems. Yep.
This is a good size for him because he's just gonna receive 3 giants for free because, he's just going to do it pretty easily. All he has to care about is not to lose that pixie stack because he needs still some 1 stacks after that fight. This is not the last one.
Well, when he saw how important that is to him, because on the previous battle, the quick match resolved and he only lost 2 pixies. But then he said, "Nah, I can lose 0," and those 2 pixies could be a powerful difference maker because of the importance of those 1 stacks in combat.
Yes. Also, he didn't accept it quick combat because quick combat lost 2 wyverns, and you need those to actually deal some damage to Ifriti. So
He's done
I
with
reckon,
losing wyverns. He's like, "I want to."
yeah. Well, obviously, you don't want to lose any more wyverns because this is your power stack. So I reckon that, well, he did that fight all right, but because Monir is stuck in the map, he cannot flee from that. He cannot like Poorman now and replenish mana in that Conflux main town. I reckon the break for Cashew is gonna be on 6th turn because tomorrow he has to go replenish some mana and go for a break. He has 5 mana points only, or without even replenishing the mana, just run for the break.
Does the replenish mana, please refresh my memory, this is very basic, but I'm spacing on it. Is it just visiting a town with a mage guild, or do you have to like spend the night in the
You
town?
have to spend the night. You have to spend the night in Heroes 3.
Yeah.
You have to spend the night. In other Heroes, series games, you could visit the town and then get part of your total mana stack replenished. Like in Heroes 4, if you would just visit the town, you could get like 30% or so. But at the moment, you have to spend whole night in the main town, and then and then your mana will be replenished. So Cashew has finished his turn, or barely finished. So switch to Pupok. Experimental shop from his side, but now this size is minimal. So only 20 steel golems to fight.
Yeah,
So
these stacks are much smaller.
yeah, so this fight is way easier, but the reward also is smaller because
Sure.
it's only one giant. So he's not gonna help you that much.
One of the things I just want to point out also that I really have been enjoying about getting into this competitive scene and starting to understand just the tip of the iceberg of how much complexity goes into these matches is this comment by Heroes Orchestra in the chat: box and knight in castle, then 116. I like kind of understand what that means, even though objectively that's like a very like nonsensical sense of phrasing, but like I think one of the marks of a really fun competitive scene is when it has these keywords, these buzzwords, this language that develops about strategy to express, complex, and strategic decisions in short little keyword phrases. So, FirstBlood, you've been helping me learn about this. Chat, you've been helping as well. So I really appreciate, I'm appreciating that part of the competitive scene for sure.
Well, I am happy that you started to pick some of the language already. I am really impressed by you. And
Thank you.
Let's keep going. Let's keep doing that.
Excellent.
Well, by that, Mateusz meant to do the Pandora's box, then to Poorman, the hero, replenish mana, and go 116 break. I reckon whilst this plan is good, it's not fast enough because then you would break 116 on the last turn, on the last movements of Monir. So you would have to have an extra hero to scout into the desert, but you need Monir to do the stuff on the desert.
Now, this is one of the I have not played a ton of Horn of the Abyss, but this is one of the units that if you've only played the Ubisoft created or owned rather Heroes of Might and Magic 3, you don't know what the heck you're looking at. What are these mechanical spiders? FirstBlood, these things are amazing.
Yeah, thanks to Tevye and his Horn of the Abyss team, we see those beautiful Sentinel automatons. Those are the tier 4 units from Factory, the brand new town released last year. And they can explode right onto your unit's face and cause you a lot of trouble.
Because explode in their face? Oh no. That is Not great.
when exploding, they are dealing some damage to you that you cannot avoid, and they
Yeah,
can be
gnarly.
quite problematic. So that's why Pupok had to make the fight good enough to not to lose Cyclopses, not to lose that sweet little giant he has, because this giant will help him in the Dragonfly Hive and in the Conservatory. Well, probably he would die in the first one, but this is the sacrifice we are willing to offer to get some angels.
Yeah, gotta have those tier 7 huge hit point pools to really help yourself stay in it and endure beyond the break. It seems like, because it seems like not only like once you get past the break, it's like bigger monsters, bigger rewards, right? Like the kind of the stuff you encounter, it really like ratchets up.
Yeah, you should get some better artifacts, better objects. So you're looking on the desert for dragonfly hives, wolf rider pickets, some relics, obviously, tome of earth, tome of air, some kind of plus all primary stats with like helm of heavenly enlightenment, sword of justice, alliance shield of courage, those kind of stuff. So Pupok is already set for a break next turn. He's lucky to have a side town right after the break. Well, he wasn't lucky with size of the objects because he died with his goblins in the maxi picket, and the rest of the objects were many. But he was blessed to have that side town over there, so he
The side town close to the break, is that a real like mana replenishing resource? Is that why that's important?
This is
I'm guessing.
This is more like tavern and just go scout.
Okay. Yeah. You can just like crank out a bunch of heroes from that tavern that are close to the area you want to scout. Gotcha.
And then you can scout for the desert. And this is a pretty important object because there's only one side town on the desert. There's obviously a main town on the desert, but there is only one side town. And obviously, you want this side town to be on your side. Obviously, this is randomly generated. So just Pupok was lucky to get that.
So who knows what we're going to see. So now we've got Pupok fighting a bunch of pirates is not the exact correct thing, but these are Cove faction units. Cove, of course, one of the Horn of the Abyss created factions here. And then looks like a lot of XP coming for Tamika, the Death Knight.
Yeah, a lot of XP, a lot of good. Well, she got like 3 or 4 levels off of that Pandora's box, and she's the one that has to do that Griffin Conservatory, the size 2 to 4. We don't know it yet because the game just says to you it's trunk of griffins. You can fight against 100 griffins to get 2 angels, 150 griffins to get 3 angels, or 200 griffins to get 4 of them. So this is a pretty hard fight, not gonna lie. But
why is it Tamika though?
It is important. Why Tamika? Because she's there, she's strong enough. Our main hero has to break into desert. And yeah, she's there. She's a strong warrior. She has like offense and armorer, so she can deal more damage to griffins and receive less damage from griffins. She is the one that will do that. Our starting hero is already ditched somewhere next to starting town. The break will be done by Astral probably because he has that air. There was a haste in the Mage Guild level 1, so most likely it's gonna be Astral who's gonna fight the power liches in next turn.
And that's on the strength of Astral's magical powers, you're saying?
This is most likely due to his air magic, and you can just mass haste your army and kill the power liches. Those, while they are like shooting and try to death cloud your army, if they are blocked, they just can't do it. And if they can't do it, they just like
they just start whacking you with their staff or something.
Yeah, they just like imagine if you're being taken of what's the best in you, and then you're just forced to do whatever it's unpleasant to you. And that's
Yep.
how power liches would feel in the fight against Pupok. They will
They don't
be
want
just
it.
take it. Obviously, they don't want it, but
But that's gonna happen. All right.
it's gonna
We
happen to them.
I will say we have had two questions in the chat from Zjarkal and from Ibritsov saying, is it striking? Is it amazing and shocking to see how much is done in a given day? It is blowing my mind, to be honest. And like, while one thing that I'm excited for with the olden era demo is like, while I'm certainly not going to be playing the game on this level anytime soon, it does give me some ideas about how to predominantly use more heroes to accomplish more in a given turn around the map, and really kind of flex that the sort of bucket brigading between heroes, and really leaning into the heroes plural part of Might and Magic, because I realize that I tend to be more of a single hero energy kind of guy. But no, this is really fun. I think one of the best parts about watching competition is when you can take away a thing or two that might like up your game a little bit. So yeah, I'm having a ball.
Well, if you are more of a single hero guy, there is a special part of the game where you just play only with one hero, and
Oh yeah, for sure.
and this is also a very good part of heroes, like maybe Hero of Might and Magic, not Heroes of Might and Magic, but this mode also tends to bring the best players of this franchise. So I reckon if you're more of a single hero guy than multi-hero guy, then give it a go into some duel or Jibus Outcast or whatever one hero template it is, because this can also be fun. But well, obviously, more heroes, more fun.
I like it. But hold on. I was just seeing something here from Keshu that I don't really understand. He was dismissing a couple single stack creatures in his town. What's the motivation for that?
Okay, so he just deleted that. He just deleted that one stacks because they are not necessary. They are just diminishing the morale. They are slowing the hero down. And obviously they are not compatible with wyverns, giants, and elementals. So you just have to delete them to be good in the map. So this is a size 2 Griffin Conservatory for Pupok. So only 2 angels. I reckon he wanted a size 3, so he would have three of them. As you saw, Tamika deleted skeletons. So obviously you won't need skeletons in that map. You're not playing Necropolis. Those are just bringing your morale down, not doing that much of an impact to your game. So you just have to delete them.
Well, we did see some skeleton play in the semifinal match with Pupok, as I recall. His opponent was playing Necropolis.
His opponent was playing Necropolis. This was Mont, an olden era developer. Good news for Necro lovers. He won the bronze medal match against Veronest. So,
hey, congrats!
Congrats
to
for him.
Mont, and GG to Veronest for the 3rd and 4th place match, which was played yesterday. Is that correct?
Yeah, it was played yesterday at 10 a.m. Pacific time and 7 p.m. in Europe. So it was in a perfect range to watch.
Excellent. Now, folks, if you're looking to watch future H3GG tournaments or get involved, the H3GG website is a great place to go, as well as follow them on Twitch, twitch.tv/H3GG, where you can watch matches, comment matches, chat about the strategy and whatnot, and maybe get into one yourself.
Yeah, we welcome all of the players to actually play in the tournament. Maybe you want to organize one. We are more than happy to host you over there. So let's just go back to the game itself.
Yes, tell me.
Gretchen is doing another conservatory. It is on the map. Meanwhile, he did Pendant of Courage. So it is +3 morale, +3 luck. This is a pretty important artifact. because you're guaranteed to have positive morale to the end of the game. This size was unlucky for him because it was size 1 only, so you just fought 50 griffins for 1 angel. This is good for him and not good at the same moment, because obviously this is an angel extra, but it's only 1 angel extra. Well, I reckon like there is nothing extra Pupok can get from this map. Obviously there is an experimental shop near the Cove village in the bottom right corner, but it is too far to chain it out. So I don't know if he's gonna do it or not. Probably not. Well, I hope that it's gonna be enough for him to actually go for a break, because the army is good, but it's not super impressive. And as we see, he's delaying the break for the next turn because he feels he's not strong enough to actually do it. There is like there are only 3 angels, only 1 giant, only 16 cyclopses, so he's not strong enough to actually go and kill those undead units.
Interesting.
Well,
Yeah, because it seems like there's a few considerations. Are you strong enough to cope to get through the break and still have any semblance of an army left? But also, is it a good time to bust through the break? Do you still have things you can exploit and gain more power from in your starting area?
well, the point is, even if he could break off of that power liches, he would be left with like, let's say, 1 angels and 3 cyclopses at max. So obviously this army is not strong enough for desert. So you have to have more to deal more damage, to receive less damage, and then to be able to actually do some stuff on the desert, because this is the main area of action. And if this is the main area of action, then obviously you need to have some power to actually do it. As we see, he's doing the last object on his map, experimental workshop. It's gonna be done in the next turn, because he's about to pick up that helmet for extra knowledge to replenish the mana somewhere. Probably he's gonna chain out those boots of speed, because this is 400 movement per hero that is wearing them at the end of the turn. So this is a pretty important
That's
artifact.
pretty impactful, yeah.
So yeah, but at the moment there is nothing extra. There is nothing extra for Pupok. Obviously, he's too weak to do the Dragon Utopia on his biome, because we see one actually pretty close to the main town as well, but he's not strong enough to do it.
Better to spend his resources and potentially units breaking through to the desert and then looting from there.
Yes, if he would be lucky to get like 3 or 4 extra dragonfly hives, maybe some conservatory over there, then it's possible for him to actually do the taupe. Even taupe, sorry, Dragon Utopia.
I got it. No, yeah. I'm hip with the taupe.
If you got it, then it's perfect. Well, I'm really happy that you picked up pretty fast. Like, if you're getting it that fast, I reckon that you would get to the top level as well pretty fast, because you seem like a guy that can do it. So I just really hope to see you one day in lobby.
I just gotta contract you to be my coach. We'll put together a training montage, and then you'll see me. You can see me in a tournament.
Yeah, I really hope for that, because more tournaments obviously are, I hope, going on the way.
Oh, so, yeah.
Yeah, we see Cashew is finishing his biome with some last polishing moves. He's doing the last Dragonfly Hive that was on his starting zone, and it is this is the 4th big one. This is also size 60, so 8 wyverns extra. I reckon 28 wyverns, some cyclopses with giants. It should be good enough to break. Also, he found slow in the mage guild, so he can slow those Ifritis on the break should be reasonably easy for him.
I feel like he's in a good position after those 4 big dragonfly hives, huh?
Yeah, he is in a very good slot, in a very good spot to actually go and fight the desert properly. Well, he's gonna pick up that chest piece for +5 spell points, so his slow is gonna last longer.
Gonna get some basilisk action here.
Oh yeah, that was an unlucky morale that could cost a wyvern later. But I don't know if you see it. This is a pretty niche because those greater basilisks are 2 hex units. He's using that pixies to block basilisks, not to reach the wyvern.
Oh, nice.
That was
like a real, like a wall of pixies every other hex, and then the basilisk can't squeeze through. Clever.
Yeah, the basilisks weren't able to go through, and yeah, I reckon this is some kind of knowledge that you get with experience in the game, and obviously those players know every in and out of this game because, well, otherwise, like, I reckon they won't be in the finals. Okay, he got an expert earth magic. This is a pretty important level up because it allows you to mass slow Ifriti. That means he can cast slow on every single Ifriti without recasting it every single turn. This was a pretty important level up for him.
Nice. Now that mass slow, does acquiring that spell come from a mage guild in a town, or is that a scroll that we spotted him pick up?
Well, it was picked up in the mage guild. He specifically rolled. He specifically rolled for slow in that building. He was searching
put some resources
for that spell.
into it specifically, right? Like,
yeah,
I need to.
He put extra effort, extra money, extra resources just to discover that spell because that was a pretty. Because this is a pretty useful spell for him. He's gonna pick that crown for extra knowledge as well. He's gonna change the Calm of Chaos into the Crown of Seven Seas. He can change the shield for a better one for extra defense point. And yeah, we're going for a break. 116 with some half of the points he has. He has good stats enough to break over those. He's low on mana because he can only cast once mass slow, probably once mass shield. There is an upstack, that's an unlucky, but there is not so many of Ifritis on the break, only 77, so it's important to kill that Ifriti Sultans first, and then to
they hit that much harder, or do they have another like ability that comes into play?
They have something called they have something called Fire Shield. When attacked in melee, they deal extra damage as seen onto giants directly from that Fire Shield. So this is pretty important. Yeah, they are hard to handle. They are hot as hell. Well, they come from Inferno, so they have to be hot as hell. So that's why it was important to actually have some ranged units to close on them down.
Okay, so you've got the wyverns out in the field. Everyone else kind of turtling up in the corner to protect those cyclopses, it looks like, and the giant standing tall up there. Chat is commenting here, and it looks like Atal Hakar is saying very hard fight. It is looking a little, I don't know. How are you feeling about his chances here?
Well, the point is, I don't know if he played that super good because he didn't kited that Ifriti back at least 2 or 3 stacks. So every single Fury Boy will now come against the bunker.
Yep. They're just going to keep hammering there, yeah.
Yeah, and they will just keep hammering on us. And we have to hope that our Wyvern is going to kill them first with the help of Cyclopses as well before they can kill us. So obviously you're going to lose all of your meat. Probably you're losing on Giants as well. You're losing on some Cyclopses. You're losing on some Wyverns, but you should be alright. Obviously, you have no mana left. So you casted debuff on those Ifritis. You
Yep.
casted
Going in with 9 mana is a tough
Yeah.
role to tackle. It's like a real asset that you aren't able to maximize to its potential. But again, you want to get to that break as fast as you can. Do I remember correctly that Cyclops are they one of those ranged units that does not suffer a melee penalty?
Actually, Cyclops suffer from ranged unit penalty, so
Okay.
obviously they deal half of the damage when forced to attack melee.
Makes sense.
But
Just
yeah,
bashing someone with giant boulder as opposed to like chucking it at them. Yeah, I could see that would do less damage.
yeah, obviously it wasn't a perfect fight. It wasn't the cleanest fight in his life, but it was done, so he can go for the desert.
Now we're out in the desert. Keshu, the first one to break here in the 30th Anniversary Cup Finals on day 6. On the strength of those Cyclopses and those Wyverns, RIP to the Giant and the rest of his army.
Yeah, Giants made the best that they could do. Just block some units, block some damage and die. Rip to them. But we're gonna get some new ones because we have extra experimental workshop if needed to come back to grab some. But also we're gonna get some extra army over here. This is a pretty horrible block with sentinel automatons.
Oh no.
You have no mana to slow them down, but you are forced to actually kill them because they are blocking your way to the main town on the desert.
So his priority is to get to that main desert town, because now we're into Pupok's turn, and we're still watching Keshu. But his priority once in the desert is to beeline it for the main town.
Yeah, you have to go for that main town. Then you have to scout that area pretty fast, and you have to get as many goodies from there as possible. We saw Tome of Earth, so this is one of the most important artifacts in the game because this book allows you to cast every single spell from Earth Magic School. So it is pretty important. It lays next to the Dragon Utopia, so you may not do the taupe itself. You can just go for that Earth book, and you are good because you have enough of knowledge and spell power to deal damage to Pupok, but you have to replenish your mana first, and you have to have good hero to actually use the book. So I reckon Keshu did alright as he could. Obviously the fight wasn't the cleanest of them all, but it was done nevertheless. And then he's the first one to the desert. The desert itself is pretty big, so it's gonna be probably rich, probably worth probably stuffed with a lot of army, a lot of objects. You could go for that. I reckon it's gonna be alright.
Okay, and now we see Pupok working on some steel golems, and this is, refresh my memory, the reward for this fight.
Those will be giants. That was the size 3, the same as Keshu did on his biome. So he's just gonna have 4 of those giants, 3 angels, extra side of cyclopses, and then some 1-stacks, and that's about. Nothing extra can be done. You can just chain out those boots of speed with some extra spell scroll. This is a water elemental. Sadly for Pupok, no Armageddon this time.
Oh man, if you folks did not catch that semifinal match with Pupok, you want to see some Armageddon at work in like kind of the most optimal possible way it could possibly play out. That semifinal, you can watch the recording on Ubisoft's channel here and on H3GG's channel as well. Thanks for stopping by to say I love you guys and the streams. Really appreciate it. We got some more positivity in the chat from Ibratov saying the music is great. Shout out to the Heroes Orchestra who's in chat and who contributed music to Horn of the Abyss, as I understand. I've just learned about Heroes Orchestra recently, and I love it. I'm very excited to hear your work in Olden Era as well.
Well, if you hear about Heroes Orchestra, you just cannot cannot fall like in a bad thing. You just can't say bad things about them because the stuff that they are doing is just awesome. Like I heard a lot of their music, and let me tell you this: every single piece is a masterpiece. Every single note is pitched and played perfectly. I am in love with them. But
I love it. I love to hear it. And folks, if you want to hear Heroes Orchestra, of course you can play Horn of the Abyss. Of course, you've got their music in Olden Era as well. But there is a very special concert that'll be on the Ubisoft YouTube channel on October 24th. Heroes, correct me if I'm wrong. October 24th on the Ubisoft YouTube channel, a Heroes Orchestra concert where they played the 10 highest community voted tracks and performed them. So you should mark your calendars because that's going to be very fun.
yeah, so it is 2 weeks from now, but at now, Pupok is breaking onto the desert. He's breaking
Power
with the
Liches!
Amika hero. I am surprised that he didn't break with Astral, because obviously with Mass Haste you can close the gap pretty fast. But the point is, with that Cape of Speed, your Angels can do it without casting Mass Haste, and Tamika has better stat distribution. So obviously she has some offense special, she has some offense sub skill, she has some armor sub skill. So even if you lose here some Wyverns, maybe one Angel if the fight would go not super well, I think it's gonna be
there goes that
alright for
Angel.
him. There goes that Angel down.
But he flies the Angel right back into the thick of it so that he can shut down the Power Lich's ranged abilities.
Yes, and then you can actually go with that Giant and kill every single stack in half. Obviously, the Power Liches cannot shoot anymore. I would go with that Cyclops' closer so they can deal full damage.
Spend a turn moving them closer so they lose that ranged penalty.
Yeah, so they would lose that range penalty and deal full damage to those Power Liches. Pupok lost in that brawl one Giant already. Probably he won't lose another one. So Tamika should probably reach to that factory site town and then go to that desert by someone else. It's gonna be that Astral. Okay, due to misstep.
Just one step away.
Yeah, Tamika could probably reach that town, but due to misstep he wasn't able to do that. So obviously Astral had to do it. But that side town is pretty important because he can play off of that. He sees the break. He sees the stats of Monir after the break. He knows that Monir is after the break. His stats are somewhat dangerous, but this is the group of objects you are looking to see on the desert. There is a Dragonfly Hive. There is a Helm of Heavenly Enlightenment, the best stats artifact in the game, because this helmet gives you plus 24 statistics, plus 6 to every single stat. So you get plus 6 attack, plus 6 defense, plus 6 spell power, and plus 6 knowledge. So this is a pretty good one.
Yeah, I'll say. Ziarko saying now the game begins. Teito no Yami. Oh, I nailed it. Almost. Says one step, you can lose the game. Tell me about, it when we're at this level, when you're sort of every step, every battle, it really matters and can tip the scales. Are these competitors just every single movement they're really just trying to dial it in and maximize as much as they can? Because does it teetering that close in this match, do you think?
Well, I reckon this is still a 50-50 because, Pupok break 117 on full movement and he's on the desert, he can do the stuff, but Keshu will be in the center first. So obviously this is every single step matters and every single fight will count towards the final one. They have to be very precise, very careful, and the scales are tipping, as you said. So I think it is still uncertain who's gonna be on top. that is pretty good for us because we can be.
Oh yeah, we got a close match. You love to see it.
Yeah, we got a close match and we got a really good one to be said. So it's gonna be super super nice to see them fighting on a desert. Okay, so Kal, controlled by Pupok, found another Wolf Rider Picket fight for 8 extra Cyclopses. Army-wise, Pupok is starting to grow because he has a good amount of ranged units, some kind of tier 7 units to gain the initiative in the final fight. All he needs to do is just find some magic, like proper magic, not magic mirror ones.
We have. Sorry, I was just reading the chat a little bit. Gile Vibe is saying, "Thanks for being in Game Pass. I love you." Yeah, PC at Game Pass and the Ultimate Game Pass subscriptions now include on PC Heroes of Might and Magic 2 and Heroes of Might and Magic 3. Those are the complete editions to some degree. Because they're on Game Pass, you can download them and play them if you have a subscription. And then if you're playing Heroes 3, download Horn of the Abyss. Check it out. You'll see a lot of these units, these not biomes necessarily, but a lot of these factions that you're seeing here and creatures are creations, fan-made creations as part of the Horn of the Abyss mod, which we've talked about. Okay, but now back to the fight at hand. Pupok is fighting a bunch of Death Knights, it looks like.
Yes, those Dread Knights are blocking the passage to very good Pandora box. So this could be the box for all magic, this could be box for tier 7 units, this could be box for other good units as well. But you have to be very careful because those deal a lot of damage and they can kill some of the army you don't want to be dead. But at the moment the fight is going pretty well. He just lost some wyverns because they are not primary stacks for him. So it's gonna be alright. He just lost like 4 of them and some 1 stacks, so it's fine. Also, Ballista is destroyed. This is box for 15 bounty hunters. So we know that the desert is factory. So this is a brand new Hota faction because the box indicates to us that factory town is in the desert, in the central part of the desert. Boxes with army can be only with the alliance to the main town.
The main town. And even though, yes, we saw that one town that Pupok has just across the break, but we know now that the main town is factory. What is the difference between the main town in the center and then the side town?
Well, the side town can generate at random, so obviously it may not match your main town. Main town is also chosen by random, by generator. But the point is, by main town, your army boxes are decided. So no other army in boxes can generate than the factory ones. So
yes,
expect to get some bounty hunters, so Coatls, some dreadnoughts, some juggernauts, maybe some automatons. So this is the as good advertisement to Hota as it can be. Because
seriously,
because this is their newest faction, at the main view. So
speaking of Hota, we have Tevier in the chat. I was asking a question about the Game Pass version. Someone asked, does it work with Hota? Tevier says, can't say for sure, but because not familiar with the total ins and outs of how Game Pass works. But if it makes an installation of the game on your computer, then it should be possible. So there you go. That's, obviously not saying for sure, but give it a shot. It's going to install it on your computer.
I reckon that if this is a complete version on Game Pass, then you should be able to install Horn of the Abyss, but I cannot say it for sure. So it's
you'll just have to report back to us,
check it out. So you have to check it out for us. We really hope for that. Okay, so he's doing the block to the main area of desert, also guarding the Wolf Raider picket. This is a small one, so extra 4 or 6 wyverns for his army. He checked the tavern information for who's stronger, who's weaker. At the moment, tavern shows that he is stronger because he has 24 cyclopses, he has 3 giants, he has 2 angels, and that 15 of bounty hunters. So his army is pretty strong. He has some good artifacts. For the sunlight, it comes pendant of courage for +3 morale, +3 luck. This is a pretty important one because it guarantees you positives morale, positives luck.
Yeah, we've seen the morale tip in some not so great ways. It hasn't really made or break in any situation yet, but when it comes down to the final match, you want every little advantage you can get, I'm sure. One question I had is we've seen these players referencing is it the Thieves Guild that shows you like a little bit of the comparison between the other players' hero?
Can you repeat that? Because
Okay, yeah. So there is a way, one of the buildings that shows you what the other players, like one of the heroes' stats, right? It gives you an idea of how you are stacking up and comparing to your opponent. We've seen them take a look at these comparisons, and you just mentioned it sort of, yeah, right here. We see this. How much would you say players are using this to influence their strategy as we're approaching the climactic encounter here?
well, players are actually relying on that information because while this information may not be 100% true, because tavern tends to break that image a little bit, especially if there is some symptoms on the way. But players are really relying to, because there is for every single tavern you get 2 of extra information in the Thieves Guild, because this is the place that players go to check on the army, to check on the statistics, to check on your gold against your opponent's gold. So this is the place that player tends to look every single turn, few or even like several times.
Yeah, they want to keep
just
up
to
on
see,
it. Yeah.
just to see how they are looking against their opponents. So this is a pretty important object. This is a pretty important stuff to look at. So as I said, every tavern gives you 2 extra information from that list.
Okay.
So to
Another
check
benefit
on
of having several towns and
yes,
taverns built. Yeah.
yeah. So every single tavern gives you that. Plus, with the second tavern, you get information on your opponent's statistics, which is pretty important. And on the fourth tavern, you get the information about the best unit that opponent has. So Pupok sees that there is no angel, there is no giant, so only tier 6 units. He's stronger than Keshu at the moment, according to tavern. So I reckon that he feels pretty alright. He's looking to catch the desert town in the next turn.
Now, as we're approaching the central desert town, which both players are closing in on, talk to me a little bit about sort of the victory condition that these 2 players are aiming for. They have their primary hero pick, which you can see in the overlay just below the gameplay screen. Is it like, how are they going to win? Are they going to eliminate one of those heroes? What are each of them sort of aiming to accomplish here to win the day?
At the moment, it is one strict victory condition is to control the desert main town after turn 1 to 6, which is after 30th turn. Usually players know that they have no chance and surrender the map earlier if needed. Like, for instance, they just lose the army. So if they just lose the army and there is no chance to go back to the map, obviously you surrender that. Plus, well, if you lose your main hero, you probably also would GG out. But at the moment, it is that only one strict condition. Just hold the town on turn 1 to 6, which is 30th turn of the game itself. Cashew is fighting those sentinel automatons, and this is pretty risky fight for him because, as we see, this wyvern can minus morale. So this, this is another wyvern that will skip the turn. So he's just relying on shooting with those 3 cyclopses and hitting with those 4 earth elementals.
He does not seem happy
it's-
about it.
well, he's not. Well, he's just shocked on how the
morale roll went badly for
morale
him.
worked. Also, those sentinel automatons went into self-destruction mode. So after they will get killed, after they will be killed, they will explode and kill army straight onto Cashew's face. He's not. He's super angry about them.
Oh
Like,
no.
he lost so much army over there. He already lost 4
He
wyverns.
just lost, yeah,
He lost
8
8
wyverns.
in total.
Oof.
This is not good for him. He has only 15 wyverns left. Some of the cyclopses. He has to reach that middle town by now. He has to build some tavern to get going, and he has to look for army at the moment in the desert because Pupok is gonna approach him from that bottom left road we see on top of the mansion, and he's gonna come pretty strong with army. He has a lot of cyclopses, a lot of bounty hunters, some good statistics, and he has to defend the town because he was the first to reach there. But if he can hold the town, that's the another story. That's the another question.
Oof.
And as we see, he has built a tavern, so he's gonna scout that area a bit. He's obviously looking for some pretty easy dragonfly hives or wolf rider pickets. He sees some of that objects, but guards are not good for him. There are monks just south of the main town. Well, he has to do them because those will give you extra wyvern if you actually beat the monks. Plus, he see.
Yeah. Well, what's it gonna cost him to beat the monks? You think he's got the juice for it?
Ooh, quick combat.
I guess we're gonna find out.
Yeah,
Here we
we're gonna
go.
find out. Yeah, he's very unhappy with that morale roll. This is RNG at its finest. Like, another minus morale for that wyvern. So he's very
Oof.
he's very unhappy on that RNG. Well, this is very problematic at the moment. Like, he might not even get out of this fight if this wyvern decides to miss morale. He's not getting out. Like, even if he does, he's left with like 7 wyverns, maybe
Is he
6.
gonna have any army left? I mean, this is his main force, right? Like,
Well, those 11 wyverns, well, 10 at the moment. This is his last army. He lost 5 of them on the break to that hive. There is an air book, but it's completely not doable because that Tome of Air is on Titans. So, that is a big problem for him. He lost all of the meat provided from that factory town. At least this object is small, so this side hero, Rissa, can do it. So
and he can get a few more wyverns. Yep.
Yeah, he got that 4 wyverns back. He was forced to leave that last cyclop behind because every single hero in the game has to have at least 1 unit on himself to be actually able to move.
Yep.
And Inteus is gonna look below, and he sees
And he's
the
gonna
red flag.
find Pupok. Yeah.
He see the scout hero over there. He sees the gun tree to get some juggernaut, but the 1 juggernaut is not enough. He ran out of money. Obviously, he can trade for that, but he's gonna get like 3 of them at max. 3 of extra heroes at max. maybe 4, but still he has to do that Satyr block. I reckon that he has to go for that Juggernaut. Like,
So
well,
he is actually destroying the block between him and Pupok right now.
yeah,
And the
because well,
what does he want to do that for?
Well, he has to kill that. He has to kill that hero, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
He has to scout towards Pupok because he knows that Pupok is already there. If his hero is over, like straight next to his town on the desert.
If he moves a few more spaces and he finds Pupok's main hero with Pupok's main army, he knows that next turn, Pupok's just gonna run north through the map and knock him out. Is that what you're saying?
Keshu knows that he's behind at the moment.
Yeah.
And he has to fight for the desert as much as he can, and he has to do as much as he is possible to do. And let me tell you, he's possible of something, but not. But he's not. But he cannot do everything at the moment. So he's focused on killing those scouting side heroes.
Mm-hmm.
This is Syra. I can't recall if she has some spells or not. She didn't had, so she fled from that battle.
Yep.
And now you have to chain those wyverns back. You have to chain that artifacts back.
Yep.
You have resources to trade and go for like one extra hero, maybe 2. There is a Spellbinder's Hat. This is a pretty good artifact that allows you to get access to all tier 5 spells. But it's not possible for him to do that because those sea witches from Cove, they are too strong for him at the moment. So
now he's trying to cash in, build up his gold reserves. Chat, just to mention, please try to keep it in English so like we can understand. Well, I can understand what you're saying. If you want to chat on the Polish stream as well, feel free to go there. You might have people who understand more what you're saying. But please, on the Ubisoft channel, keep it in English. Because I want to know what you're saying. I want to hear like
please
what your perspective is.
Yeah, please keep it in English because even if I can understand some Russian, Chris cannot. So we would like to chat with you more, and please keep it in English.
I know it's not Polish. No, I know it's Russian. But thank you, chat, for understanding. I appreciate it, and of course, keep it respectful as well. But look, we are down to it here in the finals of the. Hold on. Sorry, I goofed up something in chat. But tell me what you're seeing here, FirstBlood. What preparations can Pupok possibly make so that
I
next turn is not his last?
Pupok can just go with the side hero if possible to reach him. If possible to reach that Monir. If he would see that he has only some pack of wyverns, there is 14 of them only, he will just force and attack that hero, or just Keshu would decide to go out on his just go out his way, just set himself for Pupok to finish him, to have that coup de grace and to let him die with pleasure, or at least somewhat pleasurable.
Put up some fight, right? You know.
I reckon that Keshu will fight him as much as possible, because as we see, he's doing that Juggernaut. He's not that Dreadnought. He's not going out without a fight, and that's good. That's good because you just have to go to the end, to the very
Absolutely.
end.
That's the competitive spirit we love to see.
So yeah, he did that. Dreadnought. He got some extra tier 7 units. I reckon that if he could replenish some mana, then he could fight more with that magic arrows and slow down. At the moment, obviously, there is no mage guild, so he cannot replenish his mana. He would love to do it because there is an earth book, so he could fight on earth elemental summons. He can fight on implosion. He can fight on resurrection. If he would be possible to replenish the mana next turn, obviously he would just do it to recover the mana, pour man
Mhm.
back to the desert, and go for that Olgoi Horhoi block of Taupe and Earth Book as well. So meanwhile, we can hop to Pupok, see what's over there. He's doing, I reckon that was a -1 morale ring. This is also pretty important for him.
I mean, we saw morale really hit Pupok or Keshu where it hurts in that last in that climactic encounter, but so he's now fighting to grab that ring of suppression.
Yeah, so Ring of Suppression, this artifact will give you -1 morale to your opponent. So every single unit that can be affected with morale will be affected by morale, and this is a pretty important minor artifact to have on you. We encountered Cyclops stockpile. This is not an object that is commonly done on Jibus Cross, because
It looks, yeah. Sorry,
this
go ahead,
object,
please.
this object, as you said, as you wanted to say, is not super easy.
Yeah.
You fight against Cyclopses to get some resources. You
Mhm.
don't get gold from this fight, but you get all the other resources. He will get 8 of each after doing that fight.
Looks like
Obviously,
he managed it very well, though.
yeah, he did it pretty well. He didn't lost even a token, so it is very good for him. Those resources will be transferred into gold to clear a little bit more off of that desert. Probably Astral would go for either Keshu's central town, or to go for that Helm of Heavenly Enlightenment on Firebirds with that Dragonfly Hive and with Prison Hero that could chain the army to attack Keshu's main town.
Yeah, I guess that's the question now for Pupok is like, does he push strongly further north? He doesn't know exactly where the town is, but he must know that it's not too far away. And he has seen sort of the scouting efforts of Keshu coming through. Does he go for the jugular? Does he think, okay, like I don't need another turn. Let me really put it out there. But at the same time, maybe thinking, well, if I have another turn to get that helm that you had mentioned, or to do another, to strengthen just a little more, maybe that will tip the scales in the ultimate encounter, because he doesn't know for sure what Keshu's army situation is, even though we know that he's struggling.
I think that he has some hints about how strong or how weak Keshu is, because he flagged that Juggernaut, that Dreadnought dwell on the desert. If he would be strong enough, he wouldn't do that. So if
interesting.
If he flagged that well, then Pupok knows that he's not super strong. Obviously, he might just flag that as a decoy, because mind games are a thing.
Oh, hey now, okay.
In that
I
game,
like that.
mind games are a thing. But
yeah,
obviously, if this is the level of chess, then I would be quite surprised. Before entering that fight on Tamika, he checked the amount of Firebirds on Sandro. Those were only 24 of Firebirds, so pretty low amount considering the reward, because his statistics would grow as you would see in the moment. This is for this best helmet in the game, +6 all primary statistics each.
Oh, 6 is so much. It's like, oh, wow, amazing. Okay, so yeah, definitely worth the fight, especially here if you say this is a lighter stack than he might have otherwise encountered. But definitely, I mean, taking some losses, that's for sure. An angel, a giant.
I don't think he did that much of loss. He just lost one angel, so he's totally fine. I reckon that he's gonna be still alright. This helmet was more important. If he has some initiative over Keshu, he's still alright. And look, his army is already consistent enough to do the stuff on the break on the desert. Like he has 15 bounty hunters. This is a really good stack. He has 28 cyclopses. This is also pretty hefty amount of shooters, and his statistics way over the top.
Oh my
19
goodness. Double
19
digits
attack.
on all of them. 19 attack. Yeah.
Yeah,
Ooh.
double digits in 8th turn in 1-1. This is a really good desert, for not gonna lie. He had some army right after the break in the box. He has some statistics right after the break on that Firebird. And now all he wants to do is just catch Keshu in his middle town before Keshu can actually come back to the game from his perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So I reckon that this might be it. This might be the final turn. This might be the final battle approaching us. If Astral can reach Monir, then we're gonna see the final battle of this tournament.
And that's
And
because
I
Munir is where Keshu's, like the strength of Keshu's remaining force is with Munir. So
Yes,
if Pupok breaks that army, then there's just no chance for
Keshu
Keshu
come
to
back.
build any kind of army back and
Yes,
mount any kind
because
of fight back.
there are 5 turns left for Pupok, 6 for Keshu because he's playing blue.
Mhm.
And I reckon that the distance is short enough for Astral to cover. And obviously, he sees the Monir, he sees the middle town, he sees the army, and in terms of army, Keshu has no army, comparing to Pupok. So I reckon that this is it. This is the final battle.
He's just doing his last little arrangements, making sure his last little artifacts are in place, maximizing it for this final encounter.
Yes, Astral is catching up to that factory middle town, and he's on the way to win the grand final of Heroes of Might and Magic 30th Anniversary Cup. He casted Mass Haste, so he has initiative over Keshu's resemblance of an army.
Yep,
well,
this looks like it's gonna. We know which way this one's gonna go. All that's left is for it to play out here. Oh my goodness, what a match this has been! And here, as Pupok is finally confronting Keshu in the center stronghold of the desert, it looks like that is going to be it. Is that right, FirstBlood? Are we gonna get the GGs?
Keshu already congratulated Pupok for winning against him on the final. So big shout out to Pupok for winning the whole tournament, the Heroes of Might and Magic 30th Anniversary Cup. Congratulations to Keshu to achieve that second place. I think that it was more than he wished for before the tournament had started. Big shout out also to the guys on 3rd and 4th place, Mont and Veronest. Congrats to you. Congrats to all of the players that participated in the tournament. Congrats to you, Chris, for commenting on that beautiful final match. And congrats to you, chat, to be with us today. I was blessed by having you today. I was blessed by Ubisoft to be that part of the final as a commentator, and that's all I can say at the moment.
What a fun match. What a great match. What a great, like so exciting to not only just learn about this high-level competitive action, to see it played out in such a great way, to have y'all in chat along with us. Super appreciate you coming on in here. And big thanks to H3GG for putting on this 30th Anniversary Cup, for providing the structure, the commentary, the community to really help this competitive scene thrive. FirstBlood, you are an amazing teacher and commentator. It's been a super pleasure to work with you on this, my friend. And yeah, huge congrats to Pupok for the win. GG's to Keshu and all the other competitors. What a great tournament cup. Oh, that's so fun. It was so cool.
Yeah, this was super fun final. Like, this final had it all. This final had coming to the Keshu side, then to Pupok's side, then Pupok losing all of his hobgoblins, then killing that wolf riders into the picket with some secondary hero. Uneasy breaks, uneasy fights. Like, ooh, this is a relic in that Warrior's Grave. That is also a high roll on Pupok's, but he didn't scout it during the map. So obviously, this map had it all. And
It really
I
did.
am
It was a great one
looking.
that we
I am looking
settled on.
forward. I am looking forward to future matches, to future tournaments, and possibly to future commenting with you, Chris. I am, as said before, very blessed and very thankful to comment with you and to comment to that beautiful viewers today or tonight, depends where you live here on Twitch.
Thank you so much, First Blood. And thank you, chat, for all the positivity, the GGs. We really appreciate you coming on through. Nervo Trep saying, a pity that there was only one game. You just want to keep it on rocking. I appreciate that energy. But yes, the tournament has concluded with today's final epic match. Y'all were great in chat. First Blood, thank you again. And yeah, long live the Heroes competitive scene here with H3GG.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.